Hi everybody, Jane here, and today I'm going to talk about The Mothman's Vengeance. It's by Marilyn Brokaw Hall. Before we begin, this is a discussion video instead of a review video because I do know Marilyn in real life. We're part of the same writers group, and so just be aware I probably have some biases in my review. Take my review with a grain of salt, but I still want to tell you about her book. So, Mothman's Vengeance is about a gentleman named Michael, and his father recently has died. And Michael went to the funeral, but he didn't really handle the estate at the time. So it's been a little time has passed since then, and he's going back to his hometown to kind of handle the house that his father wants him to return to. His father did die under some mysterious circumstances, including the night he died, he was on his way to Michael's house to tell Michael something. So Michael is kind of hoping to find what his father wanted to tell him while he was there, and also to kind of figure out what happened to his dad. So that is basically what is happening. There is a supernatural element about this book. Not only can you tell from the title, but also the very prologue of the story. It gives away that there is a supernatural element. So yes, the Mothman is actually involved. It's not one of those books where you have like a hint of, well, maybe it's something supernatural. We don't know. Oh, never mind, it's not. There's supernatural stuff in this. So just be aware of that going in. And I don't really feel like that's a spoiler because in the prologue, we kind of learn about that. So I was very interested in, firstly, the Mothman, because I'm from Ohio and that is something I've heard about. I don't want to call it a local monster, but it is something that, people have seen around here. I know people who are related to people who, when the bridge fell down and the Mothman was mentioned, they said they saw the Mothman. They thought the Mothman was either warning people or the bridge down. They don't know. I know people who know people. So I mean, that's how real-ish this legend is. It's personal. It's local. Okay. So I was really fascinated by that aspect of it. I really actually enjoyed the prologue a lot more than I usually enjoy prologues, as we kind of learn about the Mothman and what he is and why he's there. And I did enjoy the mystery of things. Okay, I enjoyed that part. There were a couple things about this book, though, that really irritated the crap out of me. And the first one is Michael. I didn't like him very much. And let me tell you why. One of the reasons is, very shortly after meeting him, like just a few pages in, as you can see, he is having some thoughts about a woman who isn't his wife. And it kind of left a nasty taste in my mouth. I'm going to read you this. Michael thought she was a very attractive young woman, but he didn't think it was wise to let her know his thoughts. He knew that if he did, she would chase him unrelentingly, and it would be hard for him to resist a woman of her caliber, even if he did have a loving wife at home. Once, Michael remembered overhearing Veronica in the staff lounge laughing. She was telling Donis and Debbie that all of the men she went out with told her she had the sexiest eyes in town. Bedroom eyes, she said as she giggled. The other woman chimed in with laughter, too. That's when Donna saw him at the door. Come on in, Michael. Don't let us scare you off. We're just talking about bedroom eyes. Maybe since you're a man, you can shed some light on the subject. I am not really sure why it bothered me, but the fact that that's one of the earliest things we learn about him is he's trying not to get sucked into an affair. I just, that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, just saying. So it took a while for me to deal with Michael. And it really didn't help that in the beginning of the book, I really kind of liked his wife. She is an attorney, maybe? I think she's an attorney. It's been 2 weeks since I've read this book, and I didn't go back and do a reread to film. I'm just like, I took notes, but I didn't note if she was an attorney or not. But I know she does something with the law. And I really liked her in the beginning of the book. I won't say anything about why I didn't like her so much later, but Anyway, in the beginning of the book, I really liked her, and I was like, I had a hard time getting over Michael and his, well, I don't want to give Veronica the wrong idea because then she'll chase me and I just can't run that fast. I don't enjoy books where men are having affairs with women, and anyway. So I had a hard time liking Michael because of my first impressions of him. Another thing that really made this a little rough for me is we learn pretty much in the first chapter about what the mystery is. And then it takes a really long time to start like getting the clues that are obvious clues. Michael goes back home. He has a confrontation with his mother who abandoned him as a child. And we do get some background there, but maybe I wasn't as aware that we were getting background as I could have been. So, there's a lot of personal stuff. There's the personal stuff with, him having this interest in Veronica, him going home and his wife being like, okay, yeah, go home, do what you need to do, come back. Him going home, his feelings about going home, the people he met from his childhood, catching up with people from his childhood. It just, I would have liked things to move a little bit faster maybe and give me some more dangling carrots early on. Like, I didn't feel like the dangly carrots in the beginning. I was looking for more carrots, and I felt like they were handed out a bit slow, as particularly in the beginning of the novel. Like, things speed up later, but especially in the beginning of the novel, I wanted a little less background and a little more like pull me in. I want to know what's happening, get me there. So there was that. The other thing that maybe didn't work so well for me, it didn't work so well for me, is this book is told in third person, like, I wouldn't say omniscient because you don't really get the past, present, future aspect of it, but you hop in everybody's head. Like, the cop who's sitting at the counter and talking to Michael about stuff. You're getting like his thoughts and ideas and everything. And I found that really frustrating because I really don't, this is a personal thing, I don't enjoy that type of storytelling. I want to be in one person's head, maybe two, with a very clear, distinct, we're in this person's head, oh wait, we're in this person's head. There was a lot of head hopping. And so I didn't like that very much. And I also felt like it did a disservice to the book because there are people involved in stuff and we've been in their heads, but they don't tell us that they're involved in stuff. And so I felt a little irritated by that. Like, if I'm gonna be in your head and you're the bad guy, you need to say that you're the bad guy. Otherwise, it feels a little deceptive. The way the book ended was interesting. As I said, there's supernatural elements in it. It was a good, scary book. Like, there was a lot of suspense. There was a lot of like the Mothman, but it did feel like certain parts moving into where we're learning stuff could have been sped up a little bit. And I didn't love the head hopping, and especially didn't love the head hopping once we started to learn who was involved in the death of his father, and who kind of had a role to play, and the fact that they didn't tell us when we were in their head. So that is my take on this book. If you enjoy like horror monster books, and especially if you're from Ohio or West Virginia where the Mothman, it's a local legend, check it out. It's interesting. Again, I really don't care for the third person where we're in everybody's head. And that really made it difficult for me to enjoy the book as far as to get really engaged in it because I found it distracting. It's like, oh, we're in your head now. And so that was my biggest complaint. And it's a personal choice and maybe that won't bother you. But that just for me wasn't something I enjoyed. And like I said, my first impression of Michael, I did want to let you know that that's a thing because some people were really bothered by cheating and they don't want to read a character that has any kind of cheating. And yeah, it really kind of made it hard for me to attach to Michael. As we get some reveals, we understand, it makes more sense, but yeah, I had some issues with that. Anyhow, my links are below. So my social media is below. Please like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.